Coming up in this episode, we have a look at the NRL results that have gone so far this weekend, and European Rugby League cancelled plans for qualification for now. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. RL Dominance, Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to continue seeing more. So we have got more rugby news for you as we are looking at the sport that we all love and some of the major stories that have come out over the last week. We have a couple of results as well that we need to go through from the NRL. But first, we're revisiting the Rugby League World Cup cancellation. As we know, France have withdrawn from being the people in charge of hosting the Rugby League World Cup, with its men's, women's, wheelchair and juniors Rugby League campaigns being all cancelled from 2025, being based in France. The International Rugby League have come out with a statement in press saying they are looking at all the alternatives. But we heard something from the European Rugby League in the last couple of days in regards to their qualifying format for 2025 and the uncertainty that is going on with it. So, first of all, let's give a little bit of a background. First of all, European Rugby League independent director at this point, Dean Andrews, OBE, came out in glowing support of the former host's boss, Luc Lacoste, in his efforts to try and get French Rugby League onto the international stage as a host for the first time since 1970. European Rugby League's boss Andrews said, while the withdrawal of the French government's support for the Rugby League World Cup in 2025 is understandable, it still comes as a huge disappointment. French Rugby League is now entering a new era under the dynamic leadership of its president Luc Lacoste, and the 2025 Rugby League World Cup was a significant milestone in the process. I would like to acknowledge the exceptional work that Luke and his World Cup team have invested in trying to bring the project to fruition under the most difficult of economical circumstances. The plans for the tournament were excellent, but against the financial climate globally, securing the necessary support proved impossible. The French Rugby League Federation play an incredibly important role in European Rugby League and have seen their future plans. Having seen their future plans, I would hope that their ambition and desire to continue to grow and develop the sport in France are not dampened by this setback, and we look forward to continuing to support them. But in a setback for for the Rugby League World Cup, it's come as another setback to European Rugby League, as they've released a statement talking about the situation when it comes to their qualification program that they had in place to the Rugby League World Cup. Due to uncertainty surrounding hosting of the 2025 Rugby League World Cup, the European Rugby League Board has announced that they will delay its planned international competition schedule for this autumn. It is a tremendously difficult decision, but the circumstances have left us in an almost impossible position, said the ERL chair Dean Andrew. It is very disappointing that we have to delay the staging of these events, but it is the only sensible course of action available to us. At the moment, International Rugby League is considered in its options for the next World Cup and requires time to finalise details. But this has left our members with little planning time to arrange affordable flights and accommodation on the current schedule. Once the Rugby League World Cup 2025 details are known, we expect a revised, transparent and inclusive qualification pathway to be confirmed and fixtures to be arranged. As a result, this year's European Rugby League Championships, which would have doubled up as a World Cup qualifying rounds towards the 2025 World Cup, have been delayed meaning the European Championships A and B, both in the men's side, and the European Rugby League Women's qualifying competition, Middle East and Africa Cups, and Americans Championships for the men's are now removed from the 2023 calendar as qualifying campaigns. However, European Rugby League will continue to explore the alternative for the nations this autumn. As International Rugby League is not due to make further decisions over the 2025 hosting until at least July 2023, it has therefore been unable to give clarity on revised qualification requirements or financial subsidies for those events. The ERL board felt it's impossible to ask nation federations to continue planning for this year's tournaments. Yes, it is disappointing when it comes to financing not being available. It's just one of those things. Sure that if the European Rugby League got the say-so, they could go ahead with the European Championships and look to fund it themselves. Unless they're just a very, very small cog in the competition. I would be looking to do a Euros in 2024. Have that as a 8-team tournament, two groups, winner, runner-up goes into a semi-final, and the winner, and then go to a final. It's a simple format, small enough to get 8 teams in, which we have definitely got 8 teams, as we know that England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, France, even though Scotland are going through a couple of issues at the moment, Serbia are definitely involved, and we can have a qualifying nations tournament in 2023 at the end of 2023. Then we can, as soon as we get that set out, we can go after qualifying games, international games. It gets people ready, it gets people competition, it gets people an idea of what the levels are that they need to aspire to get to be those involved in actually competing at the best point. Yes, we're going to see some blowouts, we know that, but getting players on the field and playing the game, saying, oh, we're going to play this in such a country, but this is the first Euros international tournament that's going to be played in this one. Firsts always get a perk up, and if they're good competitions, you know what will happen? More and more people will turn towards it. That's why we're creating programs that people can say, look, we've got this, come and watch us. You don't know, you might absolutely enjoy it. And they might. Anyway, that's my just rambling for about 2 minutes around the whole situation. But tell me if you have any thoughts on how the European Championships could go on. As we're losing people. We are actually losing people in Rugby League. For instance, the guy that does he can play for programs on Twitter. He's giving up that program. Go wish him all the best and thank him for that, because he brought around about 50 players to play for nations of heritage, shall we say that? But anyway, we've got more Rugby League to come, and we're going to have a quick look into that next. Now we go to the NRL, as even though we have the State of Origin Game 1 this Wednesday, with the Blues taking on the Maroons, and which is in what's a highlight of the Rugby League calendar for most people, we still have NRL regular season games going ahead this weekend. It started yesterday, abbreviated round 13, where the Dolphins faced the Dragons. But we also saw the Eels versus the Cowboys today, the Warriors versus the Broncos, the Rabbitohs versus the Raiders, and the Knights versus the Sea Eagles, all competing for their places at the table. So we start off with the first game of this abridged, compressed NRL round 13, with the Dolphins beating the Dragons 26 points to 12. The scoring was opened with a penalty from Zach Lomax in the 4th minute, which was followed up by a Jack Bird try 1 minute later. But then in a 7-minute spell, 3 tries were scored by the Dolphins to set them away. Jermaine Azarko opened up the Dolphins' account on the 21st minute before Mark Nichols went through a huge gap, enough to put 2 London Brussies through to score on the 24th minute, close to the line as well. It wasn't as if no one were watching him. Poor defending from the Dragons at that point. Before Anthony Milford scored on the 27th minute. All 3 tries were converted by Izarko, and it was 18 points to 6 at that point, which was made 18 points to 12 at half time by Toby Crouchman's try on the 39th minute, which Lomax duly converted. This was just after Jack de Belin was sin-binned on the 27th minute, so the Dragons responded accordingly, keeping the Dolphins out and then scoring, getting the last say in that first half. But a try, a goal, and a penalty, all for the Dolphins, all for Jermaine Izarko on the 49th minute and the penalty on the 76th minute, were the only points of the second half, which saw the Dolphins come away with that victory, 26 points to 12. Now we turn our attention to Friday's game, as we see the Eels have beat the Cowboys 24 points to 16. While the victory was good news for the Eels, it was bad news for new signing Joe Ofahengawe, who went off after 10 minutes with a calf injury. Ofahengawe was brought in to help ease, as well as adding some quality to his forward pack, to a depleted Eels squad who have lost the likes of Junior Paulo in recent weeks. But anyway, Cowboys got off to a good start with Scott Drinkwater scoring in the 7th minute, but Wyamu Greg went over in the 17th minute to make the scoring at half-time 6-0, as Chad Townsend for the Cowboys and Mitchell Moses added the extras. But it wasn't until the 55th minute of the second half where the game actually took off. Mika Sivo scored on the 55th minute, which was followed up by a Sean Russell try on the 63rd minute. Then Cal Felt got a double on the 68th and 75th minute before Mitchell Moses put himself over the line on the 78th minute. Mitchell Moses ended with 4 conversions from 4, while Chad Townsend converted 2. 3. A 24 points to 16 victory for the Eels means that they're motoring up the table again, while the Cowboys slumping down the table. And with that, that's the end of the episode. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking on that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way in the near future. Tell me what your thoughts are on today's episode in the comment section below, as it's only a shortened episode. I'm looking for them better words again, but there is still some needed rugby league information. Cowboys dropping like a stone, while the Eels rise like a high tide. The Dolphins still surpassing everyone's expectations and competing very, very well. Their opponents, anyway. And also European Rugby League. Do you think that they should run their own tournament? I think they should. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide. And I'll end the episode as I always do by wishing you all the very best. So please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.